Hello students. Till today we have learned about role of microbes in a household products, role of microbes in a industrial products, and in previous lecture we have learned about role of microbes in a sewage treatment. And today we are going to discuss about the role of microbes in a biogas production. So first of all, what is a biogas? Biogas is a mixture of gases that is mainly composed of methane gas, and it is produced by the microbes. Okay, and the microbe which are responsible for the production of that type of methane gas is called methanogen. So here what is that? A biogas is a mixture of gases, especially it is mainly composed of methane gas, and it is produced by the bacteria or microbes. And the bacteria or microbe which is responsible for the production of a methane gas is called methanogen. Methanogens grow anaerobically, so this is very important thing to note here. Okay, these methanogens are the bacteria which are specially designed to live along with the absence of oxygen. That means they can grow very best at the anaerobical condition. Okay, and for their food and their nutrition they will require cellulose. Okay, as a nutrition material. So methanogen can grow anaerobically, means in the absence of oxygen they will grow, and they will require cellulose as a nutrition. So if you just provide anaerobic condition to the methanogen bacteria and you just provide as a nutrient source, you will just provide the cellulose, then they will produce the methane gas. So methanogen can grow anaerobically on a cellulosic material and produce methane gas. Okay, not only methane gas, along with the methane gas they will also produce carbon dioxide and hydrogen gas. And such a specific example of a methanogen bacteria is a methanobacterium. So now let me see where methanogenic bacteria will found. So methanogenic bacteria is found in the anaerobic sludge, so which we have discussed already in last lecture, that what is the anaerobic sludge and all that. So in that sludge also it will be found, and also it will be found in the rumen of a cattle. So now let me try to understand what is a rumen of a cattle. So this is the site where methanobacterium can be found, or it will do the cellulose digestion in case of a cattle. So let me see what is a rumen of a cattle. So here you can see one cattle is there. Okay, this is a esophagus. Then you can see here this is the chamber, that is a stomach chamber. So its stomach of a cattle is divided into 4 chambers. Okay, reticulum, omasum, then abomasum. Okay, and then finally you can see here this portion is a rumen. So in this portion where rumen is written, in that portion methanogenic bacteria will be found in naturally in case of cattle. So this is the methanobacterial site where methanogenic bacteria are found. So they're both side anaerobic sludge and also in the rumen of the cattle methanogen bacteria can be found. Biogas is used for the cooking and lighting. Okay, and cattle dung, that is a gobar. Okay, what we called as generally we are calling as at gobar, contains this bacteria naturally. So dung is used to produce biogas. Why dung is used? Because dung will have naturally that bacteria which are responsible for the production of a methane gas. And by this way, whatever the gas is produced, mainly composed of methane, but here gobar is used. Okay, that is cow dung is used, and that's why it is called gobar gas. Okay, here you can see one chamber is there where cow dung is added as a biogas unit, and this is the methanogenic bacteria, that is a methano. Now let us try to understand which type of setup is required for the biogas production. So here are some parts of a biogas plant. So main part of any biogas plant is a concrete tank. So this is the concrete tank. Okay, and that is a 10 to 15 feet deep, and to collect the bio-waste and slurry of a dung. A floating cover, here you can see one floating cover is placed over the slurry. Okay, and it must be floating, which keeps on rising at the biogas is produced, because it must be rise. Okay, because as biogas is produced, it will be rise. That's why it is required that floating cover must be there. Okay, and second is the outlet which will supply the biogas. It is the output. Okay, and this is also one output from where remove of a spent slurry can be removed. Okay, which will be in future it may be used as a fertilizer. Now let me understand more by using this diagram. So here you can see this portion, okay, from where slurry will be added. So here you can see what is a slurry. Slurry is the cow dung and water combined together, and the mixture of a cow dung and water together is called slurry. Okay, this is a mixing tank. Okay, here you can see it is underground level. Okay, and that is here you can see this is the inlet chamber. Then dung and water mixture will be added here, and underground digested tank this is called. Okay, then outlet chamber, this is the outlet chamber. This square is the outlet chamber. Okay, from where spent slurry which is already used up, already processed, is will be removed from this. So this is a spent slurry mixture, and this may be used as a fertilizer. This why this is the overflow tank. Okay, this is the settlement, and here you can see one this structure. Okay, this is the floating lead or a floating cover. Okay, as biogas is produced, it will be rise, and that is an indication that biogas is formed now. And from there you can see here one gas valve is there and one pipeline is there. Okay, using which we can get the biogas, and we can use for as a gas. This is a gas valve, so we can regulate that outlet. Up to this, whatever we have discussed, based on this discussion, you can conclude that for the production of a biogas or a methane gas, two things are very essential. Means two basic needs are there. First, a bacteria, which is a methanogenic bacteria or a methanobacterium, and second is a cellulosic material. So here why we are using cattle dung? A reason behind that, the cattle dung is a rich source of a cellulosic material, and even cattle dung is also rich with the source of a bacteria. You know very well now, cattle rumen will have a methanogenic bacteria. So along with the cow dung, they will also remove. So cow dung is a rich source of a cellulosic material, as well as they will contain a methanogenic bacteria, and that's why here we are using cattle dung. After filling the slurry of a dung, that is a mixture of a water and a dung together, the biogas tank is covered by a floating grid, and which will keep on rising as the gas is produced from the slurry. The microbial activity on the slurry of a dung result in the release of a biogas. Okay, so microbial activity means methanogenic bacteria will work on the cellulosic material, and as a result of that, when anaerobic condition is provided, they will produce biogas or methane gas. Biogas is allowed to pass through an outlet pipe, okay, which is connected with the supply line, and the leftover slurry, the whatever is left over, is removed through the another outlet, and that can be used as a fertilizer. So we can use as a fertilizer it also. Biogas is used as a fuel for the heating, cooking and lighting, whatever we want to use it, and it is considerable eco-friendly. This is very important thing. Here we are using just a cattle dung. Okay, nothing else is required. So this is very eco-friendly method, and this is a very good source of a renewable energy, and this is also pollution free. Here in this table you can see a typical composition of any biogas. So this is the main gas which is found in the biogas, that is a methane gas. Okay, which will you can find a 50 to 75%. Carbon dioxide, there is another one, 25 to 50%. Then nitrogen gas will be 0 to 10%. Hydrogen gas will be 0 to 1%. Hydrogen sulfide may be up to 0 to 3%, and oxygen will be 0%. This is the very typical composition of in biogas. Our India, Indian Agricultural Research Institute, that is a IARI, and Khadi and Village Industrial Commission, that is a KVIC. You have to remember these full forms. Okay, IARI and KVIC. This is very important for NEET examination as well as for the board's examination. So what is the full form of IARI? Indian Agricultural Research Institute. And what is the full form for KVIC? That is a Khadi and Village Industrial Commission. These two had developed a technology for biogas production in India, and also they are conducting some awareness programs to aware the people. This is the homework for today's lecture, and before we finish this lecture, let me summarize all topic by using one animation video. So look at this video.
For thousands of years, since the time of ancient Egypt, yeast has been used for baking and fermentation. With time, it was observed that dough rose during the bread-making process due to the exhalation of carbon dioxide by yeast. When bread is baked, the carbon dioxide escapes, leaving a porous and light bread. Similarly, during fermentation, to prepare beverages and cheese, the main gas that yeasts produce is carbon dioxide. It is therefore evident that microbes produce gases during their growth and metabolism. Even so, different microbes produce different gases depending on the organic substrates they utilize. For example, anaerobic bacteria that grow on organic matter such as cellulose produce copious amounts of methane along with carbon dioxide and hydrogen gases. Due to this reason, these bacteria are collectively known as methanogens. Did you know that explorers have found methanogens even in extreme climates such as under the ice in Greenland and in the hot, dry desert of Utah in the United States? Cattle also have methanogenic bacteria called methanobacterium present inside the rumen. This helps them digest the cellulose present in the grass they feed on. This explains why cattle dung, also locally called gobar, is rich methanobacterium. This dung or gobar is used to generate biogas, also known as gobar gas, in a biogas plant. In India, two types of biogas plants are used, the fixed dome type and the floating gas holder type. In the fixed dome type, the dome is made of concrete and is fixed, whereas in the floating gas holder type, the lid is made of stainless steel and is movable. The floating gas holder type of biogas plant is covered with a floating lid so that it can freely rise when microbial activity by methanogens produces gas inside the biogas plant. A biogas plant usually consists of a concrete tank that is 10 to 15 feet deep, where a slurry of dung and other biowastes like plant and animal remains is placed. In fact, the biowastes and cattle dung in the slurry are first soaked in water and mixed in the mixing tank before they are allowed into the main tank, so that they provide the bacteria a suitable medium to grow. Methanobacterium and other anaerobic bacteria present in the slurry decompose it to release a mixture of methane, carbon dioxide, and hydrogen. This mixture of gases is also known as biogas. Moreover, the lid also collects the gas generated, which is allowed to flow through the outlet pipe, while the overflow tank collects the excess gas released. The biogas generated reaches nearby houses via an outlet pipe. Where it is used for cooking and lighting. The remaining exhausted slurry can be used as fertilizer. Did you know that the technology of biogas production was developed in India by the Indian Agricultural Research Institute, or IARI, and the Khadi and Village Industries Commission, or KVIC? India needs more such biogas plants to have an alternative energy source for LPG, since biogas is a low-cost fuel that burns without emitting smoke. As cattle dung is available in abundance in rural areas, many more biogas plants are being set up in our villages. However, even in cities like Pune, there are some commendable instances of lighting streetlights with biogas. Biogas can also be used to run electric engines such as pumps, as it causes less air pollution. Therefore, whether a village or city, establishing a biogas plant is an effective way to generate energy from wastes and this has been made possible by microbial activity.
In next lecture, we will learn two topics, a role of a microbes in a biopesticide and role of a microbes as a biofertilizer. So till that, goodbye.